Welcome to the 2014-2015 school year. This is Mr. Clennert. I'm going to introduce a podcast as a way of introducing myself for the year instead of sending home a rubric and a syllabus and all that. As we're embracing technology as a district and as we're heading to one-to-one concept, expect more podcasts from me with information and updates on what we're doing in all of my classes, but most particularly chemistry. Again, I am Mr. Clennert. Just to introduce myself, this is my 8th year teaching in Hayfield. I'm the high school science teacher. I teach chemistry, physics, forensics, astronomy, bioethics, AP chemistry, and applied chemistry. So I teach quite a few classes, and I've enjoyed it very much. I live in town here with my wife Michelle and our daughter Madeline, who is almost a year and a half now and growing like a weed. So that's a little bit about myself. What I really want to do in this podcast is I want to talk about the expectations of a student in my class as we go along, so parents and students are on the same page as we go. So a couple bullet points to talk about. Bottom line is I want you to be respectful. It's important that you treat others as you want to be treated, and you're ready to learn. Students should be in your seat when the bell rings. All students should have the necessary materials, which will be their iPad, writing utensil, notebook, and be ready to go when the bell rings. Important to me as well is having a positive attitude. I ask students to try their hardest. Chemistry and physics can be a difficult subject matter to conquer, and at times you will be frustrated. Both parents and students alike will be frustrated, but all I ask is that you try your hardest. The more you put in, the more you get out. Obviously, we have to follow all district rules will be enforced. And lastly, there's always expectations put on students and parents at the beginning of the school year. I think it's important that there are some put on the teacher as well. So one of the expectations of myself is that I will be respectful, fair, and organized. If you have any questions about homework, class projects, or anything else, don't be afraid to talk to me. I'm very approachable. I'm usually at school at 7 o'clock every morning, so I'm there very early, and I'm always there at least until 3:30 after school. So I'm very approachable. If you have any questions, please let me know. A couple things here I want to touch on. Outside of my expectations, the makeup policy. I understand students will miss school for various reasons. The most important part is that you make up the work. So if a student is, if you've been gone one day, you usually get 2 days to make up the work. 2 days, you get 3 days to make up the work. I do request, however, if you're going to be gone longer than a week, that you contact me in advance so we can make arrangements so everything is taken care of prior to you leaving for your absence. Also with absences, if a student is absent the day of a quiz or a test, the student is expected to take the test the following day. Basically, what we're going to do is we will always review the day before the test, or 2 days before, depending on the schedule rotation. If a student misses that day of review, I will give them the opportunity to review in class the following day and then take the test the next day. However, if a student is in class for the review and misses the day of the test, they are expected to take the test when they return to school the next day. Just a couple things. If you have questions on that, again, please contact me. I'll have my contact information at the end of the podcast. Also, since we are teaching science, one of the important roles of science is the laboratory. Lab is a very important aspect in the classroom. It's a great learning tool and helps students with observing natural phenomena. However, we are in chemistry, we're dealing with chemicals and open flames. It is a place that needs to be safe. So all students will need to sign a lab safety contract with me at the beginning of the year. I will keep these contracts on hand throughout the course of the year in case we have any issues. If you would like to contact me about further information about the lab safety aspect of this class, please let me know and I will forward you a copy of the contract. Other than that, I look very much forward to seeing you and teaching your students throughout the course of the school year. My contact information is the following. My school phone is 477-3235. You can reach Mr. Clennert at extension 251. My email address is klenngr@hayfield.k12.mn.us. The best way to contact me is through email. As you know, with the rotating schedule, it is difficult to take phone calls throughout the course of the day, and our prep time is always changing. So email is the best way to contact me, and as always, I will return your email within 24 hours. Again, if you have any questions about this podcast or any questions pertaining to your student, please do contact me. And I look forward to teaching your student throughout the school year. Thank you very much, and let's have a great 2014-15 school year.